Welcome to another episode of Nintendo News Daily, brought to you by the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64, Josh. Hope you guys are all doing amazing. Appreciate you guys tuning in Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern is when these shows are supposed to happen. I'm running a little late today because I was um, messing with some tech so that hopefully we have a smooth stream the entire time. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I invested in a piece of hardware that's supposed to magically fix all the problems. So hopefully it does. I want to remind you guys that if you become a member on YouTube or sub on Twitch, you do become an NPC producer in the Discord. And we've got lots of cool stuff planned there. You get to help me shape some of these shows and potentially be a part of the shows as well. So, um, again, all you got to do, become a member, and you can link your Discord to your YouTube or your Twitch, and you're good to go. We are going to be doing Mario Kart Mondays starting again this week, and Thursdays are going to be Mario Party. So if you guys want to get involved in that, I'd love to have you. That is happening right now on TikTok. So we'll stick with that for the time being and see how it goes. With that, let's jump into the news. It's gonna be a quick one, honestly. So I see Joe Mama Mia is in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. Well, Nintendo Life has the article here. Says Alex turns heel as the man with no allies in the Street Fighter 6 trailer. Let's check this out, shall we? And so we got I'm curious where what Alex's backstory is here. His looks like his first appearance was in Street Fighter 5, and according to the article, they're saying it was a bit rough. So the what I'm really liking here, uh, they're showing one of the main villains from Final Fight, which was like definitely based off of Andre the Giant. They call him Andor or Hugo, and he's in the ring, which is super super cool. Like not a character I expected to see in a trailer like this. So that's very nostalgic for me. Um, they're one of the bosses you fight over and over again in Final Fight. So looks like Alex is just having his way with him in this trailer, and based on what the article is saying, it sounds like Alex was a bit, like, not so great in Street Fighter 5, so hopefully this time around, he will, he'll be a bit different. It looks like Alex will join, Sagat and C, uh, Viper in the Year 3 character Ultimate Pass, with Ingrid making her mainline series debut at some point in the future as well, so cool stuff there from, coming at us from Street Fighter and Capcom. They seem to just to be killing it, honestly. So, he's got a very gritty look, Alex does, and, Street Fighter runs so great on Switch 2. If if you've been on the fence or thinking about picking it up, I do highly recommend it. It is, it's stellar, and even, um uh, Nintendo Life here says in our review, the Street Fighter 6 on Switch 2, we said it's crisp, clean, and slick as we could have ever have hoped, awarding it a 9 out of 10. It is also featured as one of our personal Game of the Year choices for 2025. So really, really good. Really, really good stuff. So uh Joey Pitts saying, I don't know if it's in your rundown, but Tetris 99 is having an Animal Crossing event that is going on now. There you go. If you're into the Maximus Cup, I think we're at like 51 or 52. So super cool stuff there. Joey's here, Steak is here, Cryptic is here, Brandon is here. What's up, everybody? Welcome on in. Good to see you guys. Gonna be a short one today. I had to start a bit late. Looking at the articles here, Lollipop Chainsaw Repop Switch 2 Edition locks in a release date and includes paid upgrade in Japan, featuring FPS and visual enhancements, mouse controls, and more. Mouse controls seems interesting. The article reads the Lollipop Chainsaw Repop Switch 2 Edition got a last minute delay in November 2025, but we now got an update, at least for Japan. According to the latest Dragami Games press release, it will be launching in this location on the 26th of March. This includes a physical release. Switch users who already own the game will be able to purchase the upgrade pack in the region for about $7. This version will include graphical enhancements, apparently not possible in the Switch version of the game. The game's performance has also been significantly improved and now runs at a stable 60 FPS, both handheld and docked. It's honestly so funny. Like, I remember when these games came out, right? And they were just kind of this off the wall, like, you're running around as a cheerleader with a chainsaw, and it just so bonkers, honestly, but here we are. They're getting remakes, it's getting out there. Looks like I'm wondering if it's like if it's very popular in Japan, maybe that's why they're getting this stuff first. Very, very curious. Also, mouse controls seems, um, pretty interesting too, but, if it works, I get it. Just, I from my understanding, it's like a Bayonetta style game, so I'm like, "What do you need a mouse for that?" But, you know, maybe I'm a bit off on, I think I played it on the 360, it's just been a long time ago. Just finishing up with the article here, it says there will also be some new content in the Switch 2 edition, including an exclusive arcade-style mode where you'll face off against a wave of zombies using Juliet's chainsaw blaster and turret. Joy-Con 2 mouse support will also offer a fresh and distinct control experience. Very distinct, that's for sure. Outside of Japan, this upgrade is currently scheduled for early 2026, release on the Switch 2. Um, when we get an update about the local release, we'll let you know. So there you go. That's from Nintendo Life there, and a bit of lollipop chainsaw. Well, we were having some good jokes in the Discord. I was chatting with Johnny and Cheesy last night in the on Discord, and we were talking about Mario Tennis a bit. Cheesy's a bit on the fence about it, and I'm really stoked for it. But you guys heard my concerns yesterday. I'm hoping there's enough content to keep the community going for a while. But we're looking at amiibo support this morning, and basically what happened is there was we were trying I kept saying the word unlockables, right? How it would be great if Mario Tennis Fever had unlockables, and it would kind of dangle that carrot, have some seasons, things that unlock over time, right? And got to give a quick shout out to Steak for the sub over on Twitch. Thank you so much, my friend. Really do appreciate that. And so uh Cheesy was using voice to chat, and or like like Siri or whatever, and instead of saying unlockables, because it's not really a word, it said unlock balls, and I was like, well, you're in luck because that's what the amiibo do. They unlock balls. And looking at the list of amiibo here, we got Bowser Jr., Mario, Luigi, Peach, Rosalina, Yoshi, Waluigi, Wario, Toad, Daisy, Donkey Kong, and Bowser. And so, looking at the article, it says yesterday Nintendo released a new trailer for Mario Tennis Fever. And in case you missed it, it highlighted amiibo support. The brief segment at the very end of the video, Nintendo detailed how exactly the new entry would be compatible with its line of NSC figures. When you tap one of the following amiibo listed below, you get a themed tennis ball designed on these characters. It's noted in the fine print how ball speed is not affected by this change. No other features tied to amiibo support have been mentioned, and so there it is. And if you're looking at the if you're live with me here, you can see Peach is holding the Peach ball. It's got her brand on it there, right? She's got her little logo there. So um I think it's kind of fun. I think it's kind of cool. Like, if you got the amiibo lying around and you can scan them. And Cryptic says it's so weird how they choose which games gets amiibo support and which don't. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, really, that's a great point. What like Mario Kart has 0 amiibo support, 0 amiibo, and, uh, it just a like, I would've loved a handful of Mario Kart amiibo. And then when you look at, like, Kirby Air Riders, it gets, like, 5. that are 50 bucks a pop. It's just there's strange decisions there, you know, and maybe they just look at it as like amiibo are a tricky thing because if they put stuff too cool behind it, then people get upset that there's a paywall. But then if it's not that great, then you have people that are like, "Well, what am I getting this for other than just to display it?" So it's this weird catch-22, it seems like. So, Steak also said, "Yeah, and, Metroid Prime 4." Exactly. Yeah, very strange. I see Nadine is here. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you. So, and I know Joey is not happy because on this list does not have, Diddy Kong, just Donkey Kong. So who knows? Maybe Diddy can have, uh, Donkey Kong's ball. Have to wait and see how that works. Like, does the I'm curious on if I unlock, let's say, Luigi's ball, can I use it with any character? You know, can I after I've unlocked the different characters, like, logo for their ball, can I use it with other characters, or do you have to play, with Bowser Jr. to use his ball? And if that's the case, why not include everybody? Kinda strange. Kinda strange. Well, Nintendo Music adds Fire Emblem soundtrack in its first update of 2026. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance added 64 new songs to Nintendo Music. I have a funny little side story about Nintendo Music. Uh, when I take the kids to school, they oftentimes want to listen to Nintendo Music, right? Well, the little one today, this for somehow, I think during holiday or during Halloween, there was a KK, it's KK dirge, I think, and it has a picture of Jack, the pumpkin, and KK in like a robe. It looks a little bit spooky, sounds a little bit spooky. Well, that's what the little one likes. So she always asks me, "Hey, can you play Crossing Animal Spooky?" That's what she asks. Can you play Crossing Animal Spooky? So, that's what I did. Well, today I showed her how to change tracks while we were waiting for the bus. She just went through. I got to listen to and see so many KK songs this morning from Animal Crossing, and it's honestly it was as I'm looking at it, I'm like, there's so much work that goes into this. Each of KK's song has artwork, plus somebody has to create the music for it. You know, they're like, two some of them are, like, 2 to 3 minutes long. There's also multiple versions. There's the album version and the performance version, and I'm just like, there's a lot of work that goes into KK. So, kinda, like, really cool stuff. This, uh, getting into Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, like, I'm excited to hear more of the soundtrack. I'm excited to jump into the game. It is gonna be our main topic of the day, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into that right now. Alright, well, Nintendo dropped Fire Emblem Path of Radiance on the eShop last night. Like, I got their email that they send out, like their, business email, and, during stream, literally started talking about it, and then my stream just randomly died, which was unfortunate, and, this is a game that, like, to go and try to find this on GameCube, not cheap. Like, this is an expensive title to, to get on your GameCube. So this is it's a pretty fantastic get to have on the Nintendo Classics app. And, I've had a handful of questions. I know Joey was asking me, like, "Is this a good one to start with?" I've seen a lot of people asking that on Twitter, and some friends of the show, I've seen Tiger Time and Much Games talk about this, and their overall response was like, "Absolutely. This is one to jump into." The storyline is not really connected to other games. It's, pretty relatively easy to pick up and play. It's got GameCube graphics, so that's also pretty rad, and, I'm planning on charging my GameCube controller today and, jumping in, to this one a little bit and seeing what it's like. I've actually been playing through the GBA, uh, but one of the GBA games on on the Nintendo Classics just to kinda get familiar with it. I was fortunate enough to pick up the very first game when it got, uh remember they did an anniversary for it, and if you bought the special edition, you got, like, a crystal NES cart, and it was a timed thing just like Mario 35 around that same time period where it was in the eShop, and then they pulled it. And that's such a strange thing in my opinion because why why do all that work for localization for only a timed release? And so I've spent a little bit of time with that one as well. This is a series that I really want to get into. I really want to understand better, and but they are definitely a time commitment. That's the only thing with these ones is they are definitely a time commitment. But I'm this is a game that like as a collector, I see it in retro game stores often, and I'm like, "Ooh, that would definitely hurt the wallet." But I'm like, I'm so interested in it. Thanks to Melee, Smash Bros. Melee, I've always had, I've always wondered about Fire Emblem and getting into these games and learning more about these characters. Now, if you are trying to get into the series for the first time, you've got the options with Path of Radiance. You've also got, the GBA games in your, included with your Nintendo Switch Online. But if you have the 3DS, uh, Fire Emblem Awakening, I believe is the title. That is one that people recommend a lot. That's one that I spent some time with and enjoyed. The 3DS has so many great Fire Emblem games, like a lot of great Fire Emblem games. So, um, really, really cool stuff there. I see Boomini is here. Welcome on in. And hey, Wheatbread as well. Good morning. Good to see you. Uh, Cryptic says, I am in the camp that Birthright is the one to jump into, but I know not everyone has a 3DS and Three Houses, which has the most quality of life. So yeah, Three Houses is the Switch game with two Fire Emblem games on Switch, which which is pretty great. And I've actually been playing a little bit of Three Houses here and there before um, like before I fall asleep at night. Like it's one of the games that's kind of in my rotation. So it's been a little bit since I picked it up. Right now I've been going pretty hard with Ball Pit, and it's fantastic. Really really enjoying that one. So just super cool stuff, especially this time of year where it's a little bit slower. Like not a lot of games are releasing. We're coming off the holidays, and really cool to be able to jump into this one. And I mean, next week everything starts to ramp up. We get Animal Crossing. That's gonna be big, probably take up quite a bit of our time. I'm excited to work on islands with you guys, have up to 12 people jump into the island. That's gonna be super fun. So, definitely plan on some Animal Crossing streams next weekend. Like, it's gonna be a good time. So, oh, hey, Wheatbread says, "I've also been playing a lot of Ball Pit. It's addictive." It really is. It really is. Joey says, "When do we see Double Dash get added to NSO? 2026, 2027?" That's a good question. I don't know if there's any reason for them to really wait on that one. Uh, I can't wait to see what they do with it, and if the network stuff is gonna work on that, where we could actually do up to 16 players. I think that would be super, super cool. I've always wanted to do that to hook up a handful of GameCubes and play that way. So if we're able to do that, it's gonna be, that's gonna be a lot of fun. So hopefully it's sooner than later. I I don't know what Nintendo's holding out on the Smash games. I'm so confused there, like, the Switch 2 could honestly, it once Double Dash is there, like, it really becomes a Mario Kart machine. It's only missing a handful of titles at that point, which is, which is super, super cool. So, hopefully we see it sooner than later. Uh, I love seeing more drops. I'm still in the camp that would love to see more of these, like, and a little bit faster. And, I think, like I think this needs to be the year where we really start to see the first party libraries uh, start to get better, like, and complete. Not necessarily that they're bad, but just that they start to get more complete. So, fingers crossed that happens very, very soon. So, I'm about to wrap up. I just have a quick question for you guys live. I need to know, has the stream been smooth? Has everything been smooth? I hooked up some new equipment today. That's why I was a little bit late. Have you guys noticed anything, it's been a little rough the past few weeks. I think software is updated and things like that, so I'm just curious if, um looks good on Twitch? Alright, that's what I like to hear. Nadine Nay says, "But we are going to be blessed with the Virtual Boy and probably its entire library, right? Like, all 13 games? So, that's, uh that's, like I'd love it if we saw some more, get a little more aggressive with the N64 and the GameCube. Uh, that would be that would be great. I feel like a lot of like, the Game Boy has been good, but, I feel like we could sit and talk for hours about NSO. There was a game I was literally thinking about this morning, uh, was Rad Racer, which I believe was a black box title. So there's not like I don't think there's licensing or anything with it. And I'm like, why don't we have that on the Nintendo Classics? That one right there is, it's not like you're gonna sit and play it for hours, but, like, the fun thing with Rad Racer, you guys may not even know what I'm talking about depending on your age, is it had a 3D mode. So you could put on the old school 3D glasses, the blue and red, and it would display so you could play in 3D, you know? So, let's see, Gaspapelli Games, what's going on? Hello, hello. You're hyped for this release? Yeah, I can't believe it dropped last night. I fired up the app right away. It didn't initiate the update, so I went in and manually did the update and and got the game that way. So really, really cool stuff. Really, really, really excited for it. And I'm gonna pick it up and play this weekend. Anybody else that does, make sure to jump into Discord, get into that conversation. If I mentioned earlier, if you guys are a producer, we might do a roundtable this weekend in the Discord talking about this game. So if you want to be a part of that, just make sure you're a member or a sub on Twitch and link your account to Discord, so that way it automatically gives you the role and you can be in that conversation. So Boo Mini says, "I'm excited for the next Nintendo Direct." Me too. Me too. Hopefully coming very soon. Steak says, "Minus the Pokemon, as I don't know if it's a Nintendo or TPC holding those back, Nintendo seems to drip feed bangers on NSO." They do. They do. And then Wheatbread says, "I wish there was a way to get more light gun games on NSO." I don't know why they couldn't do it. The Wii U had Duck Hunt, right? And as far as I'm concerned, like, if I'm holding on to the right Joy-Con, I know it can put a pointer on the screen and it has a trigger, like, that that should be doable. So I don't know what's holding them back. Also, a fun accessory, if they re-release the Zapper and then all of the light gun games, I mean, they're doing the Virtual Boy at this point. Like, just keep it going. I would add that Zapper if it was the full size and wireless would be great, would be super cool to display, and it would be a ton of fun. I mean, I guess I mean, how far do they take it, right? They could get into Super Scope 6 and, all that stuff, like, Cryptic says Time Splitters would be dope on NSO, so good. So, so good. Steak said basically would have to 3D print a zapper the Joy-Con could snap into. Yeah, that'd be a way of doing it too. That'd be a way of doing it too. Hey, speaking of Tiger Time, look at that. Tiger Time, I just mentioned you were replying to some people on X about if this was a good game to jump into. And so I was letting people know that upon your recommendation, it is a good one. So uh Nadine said just change the zapper so it isn't a light gun and make it infrared. I mean, well, of course. Of course. There we go. There we go. Or make it work with motion. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why like, if they just, put the guts of the Joy-Con into it, I don't know why it wouldn't work. So, Tiger Time says, "This and Sacred Stones were my Fire Emblem, childhood games." Love that. Super, super cool. So, Duck Hunt, Hogan's Alley, Wild Gunman, yes, all of them. Wasn't Jackal another one that used the light gun as well? You could play it either with the controller or, or the light gun. I think that's what that was. It was some kind of a Jeep game. I can't remember if it was Jackal or something else, but and I didn't know till much later that Jackal actually worked with the, if it's Jackal, it could be a different game. So, um, uh but there were some games that you could play both ways, which was great. Nate says, "I'd buy House of the Dead." Yes, absolutely. Tiger Time says, "No way, that's crazy." Yeah, I feel like this is a great starting point for people. Highly recommend. Love that. How Cryptic asks, "How well was the pointing on the House of the Dead remakes?" I feel like it was okay, but, like, it's still just a little awkward holding, even holding the Wiimote back in the day and doing the pointer stuff, like, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Now, you may be able to hold it a little more comfortably with a Joy-Con and not have to point it directly at the screen, uh, but having some kind of an accessory is definitely the way to go. I played a number of those style games on the Wii. You could drop that Wii remote right into some different accessories, and they worked great. Like, they worked really, really. So, uh, and I mean, but we can kinda wrap up on this, but speaking of the Wii, like, I just wanna see the Wii get put onto its 20th anniversary. We started talking about this on Monday's show, and then stuff, the stream kinda shut down, but the 20th anniversary of the Wii, I hope Nintendo does something. I would buy Wii remotes again in a heartbeat just to be able to play Wii Sports and some of those other games, like, they were so, so good. So, uh oh, Matt is saying, crossbow training. Yeah, of course. Cryptic said, "I really liked the RE Umbrella Chronicles on Wii." That was, that was good. I used to play a Nerf blaster game with my boys when they were little. Nate said they were great on Dreamcast. I mean, go all the way back to the Super Nintendo. I don't know if you guys remember Lethal Enforcer. I used to play that at my buddy's house all the time. He had 2 guns, and we would spend hours playing Lethal Enforcer. So, it was good. Joey says Mario Party or Mario Kart Wii would probably bring so many subscribers. Yeah, it would be it would, yeah, yeah, be so, so sick. So sick. So, uh, Cryptic says a Wii Mini. Here we go. Here we go. Do it. I'm down. Like, do it. Tiger Time says they have to do something for the anniversary. I need it. Yeah, a Wii Mini would be fantastic as well. And I just in my mind, after listening to Reggie talk about the Wii and all of the different, like, the demographics of people that bought the Wii and played the Wii, like, I feel like I feel like they could potentially catch some of that, lightning in a bottle again. It would have to be done correctly, obviously, and so, yeah, whether it's a Wii Mini that it just comes loaded and you just, a couple different colors, different Wii remotes, they kinda just market it that way, like, uh, that would be I feel like that would be one that would, like, potentially outsell, like, the SNES and the NES. There's so many different, again, so many different like, if the Wii Mini came out, I would immediately send one to my parents, and they would play it. They would have a great time with it. They would love it. So Wheatbread says, the mini console era was such an interesting little era. It was, yes. Nady Nay said Double Dash could pull a lot of subs. I think you're right. Boo Mini says Wii Mini or Boo Mini? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Joey says, "I know we say this game or that game for bringing subs, but Smash Melee would do God tier like numbers." It probably would, but I think there's weird stuff with Nintendo and the Smash community that I don't know if that's like, my gut feeling is that's why they haven't released anything yet. And so I I'm very, like, I'm very curious on what is the reason behind that. What is the reason behind so Cryptic said just Wii Sports again and it would sell. Yeah, get Wii Sports Resort. Like, they were so good. So, so good. Matt says, "I think just having the proper multiplayer online format would make a world of difference. Just take some notes from Xbox 2000's online gaming." Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And it has improved. I mean, this is worth mentioning to uh, I tested last night, and I think I'm actually gonna do just a quick video about this, but I don't know if you guys have tried the game share through the chat. It works smooth. Smooth. Now, my connection and my daughter's connection, they weren't like it wasn't perfect, and so she said she was having a little bit of lag, but she was wireless. I'm like this weird hybrid wired wireless, situation, and but it was so simple. You you literally, like, open up Mario 3D World, and you just say, "Share game in chat." She was in the chat with me, jumped in, played it. She's like I'm like, "Hit your L and R buttons." I could see that the little indicator, because she's like, "What do I do next?" Her little thing popped up, she picked Princess Peach, and we were playing. Like, we were we were playing. I was like, this is a really cool feature." And the reason I wanted to test it is because it was mentioned in Mario Tennis yesterday, and I'm like, how well is this going to run? Now, she didn't even know that the Switch 2 had an Ethernet cable, and her router happens to be right next to her Switch 2, so I'm like, "Definitely plug that in because you will improve your connection that way." And it it like, so Steak said, "No lag or hiccups." Like, there was nothing on my end as the host. She said she was getting a c like, she all she said was, "I'm getting a few stutters here and there," but it was and again, like, if I was gonna, like, really do a true test, I would, like, find somebody else that's plugged in, hardwired, and try that way, but I just wanna try it from the living room, and it I say I'm like a hybrid out there because I have, like, one of those, it's, like, part of the mesh or whatever, and then that's plugged into the dock, and that doubled the download and upload speed, but, it's still, it's still based on how fast the Wi-Fi signal is coming off of my main router. So, but it does like I mean, we play Jasmine's on there for Fortnite all the time. So, yeah, we do know the yeah. Cryptic says we know the Wi-Fi chip isn't good. So, but yeah, definitely got to test it with Ethernet. Nadine A says it was kind of cool with DK. Although player two is Pauline, right? Yeah, yeah, even she said this last night, she's like, I'm shocked they're doing something like this." And I kind of like, I kinda am too. But I mean, it's it's a really cool feature. Like, it's a really, really cool feature. So, I wanna, I'm hoping to take advantage of it more. I was noticing because I was like, "Oh, you could do this with Mario Party." Yes, but you have to have the Switch 2 version of the game. It doesn't work with the Switch 1 version, like just Mario Party. You have to have the Jamboree EV as well. So, something to keep in mind. Obviously, the chat function, you're not going to be inviting people via Switch 1, I don't believe, because they don't have this chat function on the Switch 1. But locally, if you have people that have Switch 1, like you could literally sit with three other people and play tennis or play Mario 3D World, and it just works. So I'm gonna test some of that this weekend as well because I was just curious. I'm like, I haven't utilized these any of these tools yet, and I want to. And there's some really cool stuff there. So it's honestly it's actually like very impressive. I'm digging it. So great stuff there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out each morning. I appreciate all of you. We're gonna be keep doing this 9:30 a.m. Eastern and right here on YouTube and Twitch. And I got some other stuff in the works. I'm just gonna tease it right now, but I have a new channel in the works that I think is going to be a lot of fun, and um, really excited to tell you guys more in the very near future. So, real quick, Nate said, "I wish the Jamboree NS Nintendo Switch 2 version was worth the 20." It's yeah, yeah, yeah. It's I've had fun, but you gotta have a camera also. So it's not even just the 20 bucks, it's 60 if you gotta get the Hori camera if you don't have a camera. It's even more if you want the 1080p camera. So, yeah, yeah. So, what's up, gamer guy from Discord? Good to see you. Welcome on in. We are just wrapping up here. So, guys, thank you so much for everything. And as always, play it loud.